My name is Kaycee Lemonds, and I am an eating disorder survivor, and this is my story. So it all started one summer when I started swimming. I was on a swim team with my sister, and I lost a bunch of weight, and then I got my wisdom teeth out, and I dropped even more weight. And then after that was when I started seeing that I was pretty, and I was like, oh, let's try makeup. Let's get it pretty and see if the boys want to date me or whatever. I did start with the anorexia. I quit eating, and what I did there was I started hiding my food, or I'd have a bunch of food on my plate and then I'd move it all around so my mom would think, oh, she's eating her food, or it looked like I was eating my food. And then she kind of started catching on to that, and so I would tell her that I had to go upstairs and I had to do my homework, so I would eat upstairs and I would hide my food in my closet, and I would wait till everyone was gone, and I would take it and I'd hurry and throw it away like it never happened. And then I would do my own dishes because I never knew if they'd be counting what's going on in the sink. But I did that for a while, and I started getting really, really, really skinny. I started hanging out with a lot of the cool kids in school, I guess you could say. I started joining sports groups. I was playing softball and basketball. So I was working out a lot, so I was being a little bit more healthy, but then I would overly exercise. I would wear hoodie upon hoodie upon hoodie, and I'd go running in the scorching heat so I could sweat everything out. But then one day I was just like, why am I doing this? I love to eat food. I'm like, but there has to be another way around this. And then my mom would always throw me on the scale, and she would just sit on the floor and cry, and I'd be standing there why are you crying? It's not you that it's affecting. This is just affecting me. We started working on trying to get better. I was actually doing good for probably about 3 months, and I had gained a little bit of weight back. So we were going to the spaghetti factory. Everyone was getting in the car, and I remember I was in brushing my teeth, and I looked in the mirror and I was just like, what am I seeing? Why do I look so different than what I looked when I was trying so hard to be accepted or being pretty? And I didn't know why I was so upset, and so I got on the scale, and it was a little bit more weight than what I had weighed. I remember because how my mom's bathroom's laid out, her scale was right there, and then the toilet was right next to it. And it just happened, and I just decided that I was gonna throw up because I'd heard about that before. And I never had to gag myself. I was literally so sickened about myself that I was so sick that I just could make myself throw up. From there, no one knew. I mean, everyone was piling in the car, and no one was like, where's Kaycee? Because I was just brushing my teeth, I started just binge eating. I would eat gallons of ice cream at one time, and then I would just go throw it up. And then I'd come back and I'd eat more, and then I'd just go throw up. And it got so bad sometimes that my stomach was so full that I could literally not even stand up straight because my stomach was gonna rupture because it was so full. There were times when my parents would leave and I was home by myself, and at one sitting, I ate 5 dozen eggs and a gallon of milk and a half a gallon of ice cream. And I was so sick, and I would just go throw it up. I would try to eat things that were easy going down and easy coming up. If I had to really try with meats and stuff, they're a lot harder to come up, so I would have to try a lot harder, which would make my nose bleed. I'm trying to throw up as hard as I could to get it out. My parents were blaming each other on where's all the food going? My poor dad got blamed for all the cookies and ice creams getting eaten, but it was really me. I would either do it when there was a bunch of people in the kitchen, so I could just go into the laundry room, bathroom, and just throw up there because everybody's talking with each other. No one notices. Everybody goes to the bathroom. It was never a big deal, and I was always in and out. I feel like when I could sense they were sensing something was going on, I would go in the bathroom and I would turn the water on so I couldn't hear like everything like splashing in the toilet or whatever, you know. It isn't something I ever talked about with people that I went on dates with, which I feel really bad because a lot of dates that I went on, we'd go to nice restaurants or we'd go do fun things or whatever, and I would basically like throw up their money. And now looking at it now, like I feel so bad. If I could do anything, like I'd want to repay those people, you know, if I wasn't so stupid and like wouldn't have spent all my money on just food to throw up, I would have more money. Like I feel like I just wasted so much of my time and my energy, and it seriously just consumed me. I remember when my mom caught me for the first time, I was upstairs in the bathroom and I had pulled the drawers out so no one could come in, you know, just in case, you know, how embarrassing, get caught doing something so stupid. So I was sitting on my knees and my mom tried to burst the door down, but she couldn't come in because the drawers were pulled out. She's yelling and she's crying, and it was just really sad because as a parent now, I wouldn't want to have to walk in on something like that. That's when everything got kind of out in the open. After I got caught doing that, I was like, well, now everybody knows, like, I can't go to the bathroom at home because now they're always going to think that I'm just throwing up. I made excuses to go to gas stations to get my mom a Diet Coke. I would throw up at anywhere else but home, so I'd make up any reason to leave the house to go throw up. So Oprah was on one day, and my mom came and got me, and she told me that she wanted me to watch this episode of Oprah, and it was about eating disorders and people with OCD and how they're trying to get over it and stuff. And this is where I learned a lot, and it kind of backfired on my mom because she was trying to help, but it was really, and for me, it was making it worse. One of the ladies, she had a binging and purging problem as well. She didn't want to have anything go wrong with the pipes or whatever. And so she started throwing up in bags, and she would hide them from her husband. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, how clever is that? No one would know, I wouldn't have to leave, and I'm not in the bathroom, so no one's gonna ever know that I'm doing this. I started throwing up in gallon-sized baggies, and I would hide them in my closet. And I would hide them in my toy chest or window seat. And I would hide them inside of a backpack, or I'd hide them inside of a bag, just in case, you know, someone was gonna come through my stuff. So as I kept doing that, I would store it up until my mom was gone, and I would go throw it in the garbage. So I'd put it in like a big hefty bag, and because I had a few, and I'd go throw them in the big garbage can so the garbage guy could come take it. Well, I got home from school or work one day, and there was a big garbage bag of stuff sitting on the table, and my mom had found it. And so my sister saw it, and I was like, crap, well, now I'm busted. And I felt so bad about myself, like, just seeing it sitting there. My mom, she came in and she was like, what is this? Like, what are you doing? And that's where I admitted I knew I had a problem. And so she started taking me to nutritionists and down in Ogden, and she took me to a lot of therapists, and I would just tell them what they wanted to hear. And meanwhile, while I was going to all these therapists, I was still doing it, but I would hide them in my trunk and I would take the bags to different dumpsters, or I would take them where my mom wouldn't find them. Then when I got sick of doing that, because I got sick of driving everywhere, I decided that I could throw up in the shower. And so no one would know. And I did it a lot. It's just all I ever thought about. But then I would only shower in my parents' shower because their drain was bigger and I didn't want it would go down faster. I have not the best teeth anymore because from throwing up so much, the enamel on the back of my teeth are eroded, I guess what they call it. And I have holes in my molars because the acid has eaten away some of my teeth, or eaten holes. What made me want to stop was I went up to my parents' house to let their dogs out because they were on a vacation, and I was wondering if anything, that my sister had ever wrote down or anything, because she never talked to me about any of this. She was very to herself. So I went upstairs and I went through her journal to see if there was anything written down, and over halfway through the journal I came across something that mentioned how my eating disorder was affecting my family. My mom and dad differed on how they wanted to deal with it, or how to deal with me, I guess. And so they had sat my sisters down without me knowing, and they had talked about maybe getting a divorce because they didn't know how to handle the situation. So there's one more thing that she said in there that it was so little and simple, but she said she was watching her role model fall apart right into pieces right in front of her, and there's nothing she could do. So those two things are what wanted me to change. After I had read my sister's journal, I was just on my knees crying, and for at least 30 to 40 minutes just holding the book, and I made that decision to stop. I wanted to stop everything. I wanted to take back time, actually, and I wanted to just take everything that I had done to them and just take it away. For me, knowing how bad I had hurt my sisters, more like are the ones that affected me the most because they were so little, because I'm the oldest, and I was supposed to set the great example for them, and I wasn't doing that. So it just depends on how much it means to you and how much you really do want to change. So for me, I really wanted to change because it wasn't fair to them. 4 days after I made that decision, I told my husband Brandon about the decision I had made, and I told him earlier that morning. And then when I came home from work, he had little candles all over our coffee table, and he had bought those little ice cream Ben & Jerry's, and just the individual sizes, and he set them there. And so when I came home, I was bawling because it was super nice to know that someone was supporting me. Not that no one else wouldn't have supported me, but just the thought that he put into that, and he just made it a lot easier, because those were the 4 hardest days of my whole life. Like, it's going from 6 years of the same thing I've done over and over and over and over again to 4 days of just not doing it. From then on, it's just been a lot easier, and after I did stop, my outlook on life was different. I wanted to have a family, I wanted to be successful, and I didn't want to waste my money on food to just be flushed down the toilet. And so my advice for especially parents is to know the signs or educate yourselves, especially if you're not sure if your kids are having problems or whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be just an eating disorder. It can be any disorder. It can be drugs, it can be drinking, it can be anything. But the one thing is that don't be afraid to talk about it, because they're gonna get mad and they're gonna sneak behind your back and they're gonna do it anyways. And that's one thing that I want to thank my parents for, is for loving me through it. They never gave up on me. And I'm actually closer to my mom now than I ever was. If you have an eating disorder, please talk to your family and seek help from a local professional, and never give up.